Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this meeting of the Town Council's Planning and Environment Committee. Do we have any apologies?
No, we've got apologies from Councillor Harrison.
Thank you. I should have announced the fact that if the alarm goes off, then we have to run out through that door or that door. But can we move on from that point? Agenda item 2, to note declarations of interest and requests for dispensation to discuss and vote on a matter in which a member or co-opted member has a disclosable pecuniary or non-pecuniary interest. Anybody want to make such a declaration?
No, Chair.
Open forum. Agenda item 3, open forum. Comments and questions concerning items on the agenda may be put to the council by the public during this period. Matters in which the chair's view require debate and or a discussion will be referred to the next committee or council meeting as appropriate. The public forum is restricted to 15 minutes unless the chair allows otherwise. Does the single member of the public want to raise any issues?
No, thank you.
Agenda item 4, to approve and sign the minutes of the Planning and Environment Committee meeting of the 14th of April 2026. I've read them through and they seem okay to me.
Yeah, fine.
Then I propose that we approve these minutes.
Seconded.
All those in favour of accepting the minutes? Thank you. Okay, agenda item 5, and this is going to create some discussion, I'm sure. To consider planning application 261038 full extension of existing covered dining area to span across the frontage, new side al fresco dining area, insert ground floor side window, part render or tile the elevations and replacement rear dormer, 116 to 118 Wilmslow Road, Hanford, which is the Mets, how do you pronounce it?
Mosaic.
The Maid's Restaurant. I have written an awful lot about this application. My first paragraph is all about exactly where this restaurant is located, the footpaths around it, and its relation to Crossfield Road, etc., etc. I don't propose to read that out. What I'd like to do is read out the consequences of that and what I feel about this application. Several changes to the Mets Restaurant building and its curtilage are proposed in this application. For example, it's proposed to establish an al fresco dining area on the northern side of the building. In my view, the Town Council should oppose this proposal on the grounds that A, pedestrian traffic into Crossfield Road and across to the post office would be impaired, dining next to an open drain is inappropriate, and dining next to the entrance and exit of a large car park is inappropriate. Application 261038 full also proposes to extend the al fresco dining area at the front of the building in a northward direction. While this plan is acceptable, perhaps, to the Town Council, the Council requests that the frontage of this extension be aligned with that of the existing al fresco dining area to minimise further intrusion into the pedestrian area around the access point for the pedestrian crossing. I suggest that the Town Council might have no objection to the creation of a new side window to the restaurant or the replacement of a rear dormer. I would suggest that the Town Council ask for this planning application to be resubmitted, omitting the proposal for al fresco dining in Crossfield Road and any westward extension of the al fresco dining area to the front of the building. So,
yes, I totally agree with you, but I'd like to say something else as well. That area there where they want to extend at the front, it's quite a crowded area. It's a pedestrian area. And it's the main crossing to Spa. You get an awful lot of footfall there. And my other concern is we have a nursery on the corner. There are parents going up and down there all evening, morning and evening. Well, particularly in the afternoon was probably the more relevant time if they have people out at tables and chairs there. You're going to be forcing the parents onto the road with pushchair because there isn't enough room. It's not appropriate next to that open drain, and I have to say that open drain has been complained about on numerous occasions, has it not? And frankly, it should only be, I don't think that we're going to get away with objecting to the extension at the front because highways have already raised no objection to it. But I would like highways to visit the site. They need to see the congestion that will be caused and the potential issues. So I'd like you to add that into anything that we might say to Cheshire East, please. Thank you.
And what I can remember, the initial application for the front bit went the full length of the building, and we objected because of blocking the sight of people turning out of Crossfield Road, and that's why it kind of went half in. But saying that, they've now put tables and chairs
Yes.
in the area
Yeah.
where they obviously want to extend.
Yeah.
The problem is
Spread
as
all
well,
the time into
yeah,
the park.
yeah, the problem is there's a drop crossing there, two drop crossings actually, one to Spa and one to the bus stop.
Yep.
That is the central bus stop for anyone travelling to
Yeah.
Macclesfield. There isn't another bus stop that you can sit at but that one. So when you think about it, if you block a drop crossing, you therefore disable in a roundabout way the bus stop. Also, the post van and the delivery van for Well, the pharmacy, all park where they're planning to put alfresco dining. They all park there because there isn't enough parking for them to go elsewhere. So I wouldn't be very happy sitting having a meal with a great big Well van parked next to me because they park up on the pavement.
Delivery spa
Yeah,
van on the
yeah,
other side of the
yeah.
road.
Because they can't park on the road, they're always on the pavement. The pavement on the opposite side, along Spa, is extremely narrow,
It is.
and there's a load of drains, drain pipes and drains. It's not a very good, someone walking with a stick, I can't get down it, so the only way, and like I say, that drain is never unblocked in the winter. It's normally up here with debris and everything floating. I just think, I know why they're doing it, because they want to compete with Falar across the road. We know that. But there has to come a limit. You can't block two drop crossings.
No.
You can't block it, and they will be blocking
But
it.
that's why I think it's really important for somebody to actually come to site,
Yes.
because it's no use looking at them
No,
on a piece of paper.
no, because I looked on the plans, and when you do all the elevation, Spa's not even on there. It looks like it's a total clear
And it's
space.
not at all, is it? Not at all. And
No,
I think it'll just cause a lot of, we've got enough congestion as it is. So I think maybe we could send pictures if, to show and get some pictures of when the vans are parked, if we can get those before we send it back. Perhaps that would help.
I mean, if
them,
you-
but
And
they-
push
I
yours.
think they need to sign.
if you've got a wheelchair, you would have to cross, if they get planning permission, you'd have to cross to the bus stop end and then cross over to Spa, because you wouldn't be
Where's
able
the
to.
disabled drop? Curb.
The disabled, so say Meze's like there's one here across to the bus stop, and then there's one just further on to Spa. The Spa's got a drop.
Yeah.
As well.
On the Mezzo side where it is.
Yes,
It's
there's one next to where they're going to put the alfresco dining.
Councillor Sampson, I think you wanted to say
Yeah,
something.
when I looked at the plans, I could see, looking at the front of the building, the extension they want to do is a full metre past the original line. And also, I disagree with seats down the side, but someone sat there, they ordered a meal, someone's got to come through the restaurant, all the way around this extension, all the way
On the
around.
road.
going to be cold.
Yeah.
You know, so they've not thought about it. So I totally agree. We've got to object.
They're asking
It's-
for a westward extension on the end of the frontal
Yeah.
alfresco area, i.e., which will project out into the pavement area by the pedestrian crossing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, you'll therefore get a right angle to the building, and any rubbish that's wind blown will collect in that corner
Yeah.
as well.
But it's also the line of sight in a car.
Yes.
You will not be able to see someone coming to the drop crossing,
Yeah.
and you won't be able to see very clearly up towards Winslow on the road, because you won't.
I think also, the fact that we're going to be discussing in the next one, this flu issue, I think until all these items are sorted out and the flu is sorted out, I think we should be raising objections and putting a stop to it
Yeah.
until they get it sorted. Because, well, we'll discuss it in the next one, but
I mean, how far is it going to go? If Hellas get permission to go up, are Meze going to do it? Yes, they are. We have to draw a line somewhere. We haven't got infinite space for them to extend and grow and extend and
well,
grow.
although the house sort of looks very nice, if they do anything else, they've already kind of blocked off the estate agent.
Yeah,
Who are now hidden
yeah.
behind it,
Yeah.
which is very unfortunate for them. But that's
I'm surprised Betsy and Butch and those
It just
businesses
doesn't
aren't
stack
here.
up
No,
all of it
doesn't.
together.
And also the one next door to it, as you look at the Ella, look, is it Slovakian?
Yeah, that's the one they've got permission to do, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah.
But the whole area looks terrible.
Mm.
You know, the way they've set it up, moved the floaters, what's it called?
I can see,
Planters.
you know, Messie's put the tables out to say we're already doing it, so us putting up a building around it
Yeah.
won't cause a problem. But it will, because at the moment you can edge round the table, you can push a chair in and get your double buggy round. But if it's a building, you can't.
Do we want to, at this stage, recommend a refusal of this application, or do we want to recommend its resubmission, omitting the alfresco dining area in Crossfield Road and omitting the westward extension of the alfresco area at the front of the building?
Maybe you have to
I would
concentrate on the
include
planning
it too.
application as it is, so you recommend refusal.
Refusal
Yeah.
Right.
On the
We
grounds
don't-
of.
on
well,
the
well,
grounds.
I think we've all rather missed the point here. This is not their land,
No, sorry.
and that needs pointing out.
Um,
And all that, well, hang on a minute, I know they've already given permission, but this is land that is designated for pedestrians, and it's highways land.
well, there is a strip of land down Crossfield Road which is within their curtilage. Actually, consulted the what's the
Land register.
Land registry.
Yes, I saw it, it's only.
It's a very
it's
nice-
only the drain.
It's
Right.
where their storage unit is at the
It is
back,
a
where
mine
the open drain is. There's a little
Because it's
storage
their land,
unit.
doesn't mean to say they can build on it when it's so narrow.
Yes, you've got a wide footpath initially, then it goes down to the proper footpath
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
east.
No,
which is very narrow.
it's microscopic, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's,
I mean, people push
No,
back
it's
chairs
not
at a
their
table. They'll be on the edge of the
No, it's not their
pavement.
land.
no, the fraction.
Fraction.
It's a fraction.
I think that's
Oh, yeah.
the land where there's a drop, where the drain is, it goes down.
Yeah, and there's a storage unit.
That, I
yeah.
think, is their limit.
And the limit is
It's their
where
fence, isn't it?
the drain.
The back end's their fence, actually.
Yeah.
So they've got the wider footpath initially, and then it cuts back to the
Yeah,
next. then
because
the-
originally where the drop drain is, there was a building. You know, there was a wall there. Then they kind of moved it.
Yeah,
in a
when you look
bit.
at the public
So,
map view, where there's very
yeah.
little difference between the
But-
pavement and what they've said.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, that's the public map view, and that's their boundary. It's pretty much there now. Yeah, that
Yeah.
wall, that side wall.
It's their wall, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very fractional.
You would only be able to do that bit. You won't be able to do all along.
Yeah, and even if they say they can do westward bit, it should be in alignment
Yes.
with what's already
Yes.
there.
Yes.
It will look horrendous
So we've got the land bridge stuff.
and further impede pedestrians.
It would.
And now they've got to go even further to get round to the chemist and
Yeah.
places like that.
And Councillor Fogarty's comments about the line of sight for cars emerging from Crossfield Road is
Yeah. It's dreadful.
important there as well.
It's already
And that is a
dreadful.
really busy junction.
Oh, it's
You've
terrible.
got cars there all the time, parking, exiting. You go there at lunchtime, you know how many vans are parked down the side, all waiting to get their lunch. It's a really busy.
It's the same
corner.
from 10 o'clock because they're going for breakfast in Greggs. So there's double parking. There's all sorts. People parked on the pavement behind the bus
When we
stop
were
and everything.
counting up yesterday, there was a car, Ian laughed at me, it was a car, and he just pulled a big van, pulled up right next to us. I was
Yeah.
stood planting, and he just waited till I moved, and then he pulled over, and he left me about that much space. And I just turned around and said, there's a double yellow line there for a reason, mate.
Yeah, but he's going in Greggs for his lunch.
And he just looked at me like
I know.
I spoke with Swahili or something.
Well, didn't Smith say that they were going to put bollards down there to stop people parking?
I seem to remember something.
Yeah.
Something like that. Well, we need to do something
It needs
because they do the same thing at the shops
Yeah.
opposite our
opposite
office.
the,
Yeah.
That just
chemist.
causes mayhem and chaos because people can't even pull in.
That's right.
Because that, the right hand junction there is ridiculous. Anyway, that's not something to do with this, sorry.
So, may I summarise then that I suggest that we ask for this application to be refused for the various reasons.
Yeah.
And send some pictures if we can and request that they come and look at it.
Is the committee happy for Ashley and I to
Yes?
put all the
Yeah.
appropriate words together and
Yeah.
cover all these points?
Yes.
So
Oh,
I'll,
yes, that's
I'll second
okay.
that.
I'll
Yes.
propose that this application be refused.
Yeah.
Do I have a seconder?
I'm
And all that-
not finished yet.
Oh, sorry.
Not a chance yet. Just very briefly.
Sorry.
Can we intimate that if they make these adjustments, we might look at it more favourably?
No.
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 There's no
No.
point.
That's
The
just saying
best
no.
thing is, in my book, to refuse and wait for a replan, a resubmission.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not, I know you guys are
Yeah.
debating the idea, you're not debating the idea of Treasury's planning. So your recommendations are just going to fall on deaf ears, they're just looking at it as a planning application, end of story. So if you say, oh, I like this bit, I don't like that bit, it's a planning application, you have to look at it as one thing.
Right.
So we have to say
I guess
no.
if
So you have
say,
to say, no, yeah.
No.
but I would say why.
Oh, yeah,
Yes.
oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
I'd say
that
why.
might give again
Yeah.
the intimation
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
it's these
Yeah.
things,
Yeah, it's
perhaps
these
if they
things.
came back without
Yeah.
those
Yeah,
out
yeah,
again.
yeah.
That's all I'm trying to get.
Yeah,
It's not a blanket, no.
we know it'll come back to resubmission. We
Yeah.
know perfectly well it will.
My Cheshire is passing it in the first one.
They'll
So I'm
pass
not sure
it.
where we are now.
Recommend
Number six.
refusal.
Recommend
For these
refusal. I'll
reasons.
suggest we recommend refusal.
Seconded by Rick.
Seconded. And all those in favour of that?
Oh,
Good. Which brings us to agenda item 6, which is strongly related to
Yes.
the previous one.
yeah.
Oh, it's the same
Uh,
one.
Planning application 26/1146 full extraction flue. This is a retrospective application, flue and screening at the same address. Again, I think it's important to note where the Met's restaurant is located on the corner of Winslow Road and Crossfield Road. The extraction flue that's the subject of this retrospective application has been installed to the rear of the restaurant, but the flue has been positioned at a level between the ground and first floors of the building.
Mhm.
Its longitudinal axis is therefore orientated horizontally, so that the fumes emanating from the flue must inevitably be discharged below the roof levels of premises both on Winslow Road and premises on Crossfield Road. It's possible, therefore, that such fumes will reach the rear garden of number 17 Crossfield Road, a garden that's used as the playground of a preschool nursery. The fumes may also affect residential units above the Met's restaurant itself and neighbouring businesses on Winslow Road. Cheshire East Regulatory Services and Health recommend refusal of the application because insufficient information is provided with respect to noise and the dispersion of odour or fumes. Key regulatory requirements for restaurant kitchen flues stipulate that extraction air should ideally be discharged at least 1 metre above the roof ridge of any building within 15 metres. It's perhaps for this reason that a planning enforcement notice, reference 250434 ENF, is currently pending, and its further processing is dependent on the outcome of this planning application. Since the extraction flue does not meet the regulatory requirement described above, I would like to suggest that Town Council recommends that the application be refused.
Absolutely.
Have you seen it when it's,
Oh, yeah.
when the fog,
Yes.
it's like walking through London smog.
Right.
It's horrific.
Right, it's another blanket refusal again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight in.
Refuse.
If it doesn't meet planning regulations, then why would you potentially even think about
Yeah.
giving it planning permission?
Yeah.
It should have been installed properly in the first place. It's not our fault or planning,
No.
it's their fault. And I know, because I've been down there,
Yeah.
the smells sometimes in the village are disgusting.
Right.
We've got so many takeaways. No, it needs to be done
Properly.
vertically. I always get vertical.
Yeah.
No, it is not.
Vertically, as it should be. It should be refused.
I'd hate to say if you were asthmatic and you went past when it was, you'd be in hospital.
So are you recommending its refusal?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll second.
Yes.
Yeah.
All those in
agree.
favour of its refusal? Thank you, that's unanimous. Which brings us to agenda item 7, to consider planning application 26-10904, erection of a single-storey, yes. Places revisited, single-storey detached bungalow within a portion of the existing residential garden, serving number 3 Butley Road with access onto Clare Avenue, 33 Butley Road, Handforth. And when I looked at these plans, I thought, bungalow, hang on. How can a 2-storey building be a bungalow? So I wondered how to proceed from this point. So I phoned one of the numbers issued by Cheshire East and got through to some very nice chap based in Crewe, I think. And he said, the applicants are going to have to reword this application, but otherwise just process it as is. And certainly the term bungalow in the description of this application isn't appropriate, for the plans clearly show that the erection of a 2-storey building is proposed. It's to be erected on land that lies between the long rear gardens of numbers 31 and 35 Butley Road. Road access to the new building is from Clare Avenue. No windows are proposed for the west or east facing walls of the upper story of the building. Hence the privacy, this is my view, the privacy of the rear gardens of number 31 and 35 Butley Road should not be impaired. In the morning and evening, there may be some loss of natural light from the rear gardens of 31 and 35 Butley Road, respectively. Interestingly, a letter of support has been received from number 2 Clare Avenue. However, an absolutely encyclopedic letter of objection has been received from 31 Butley Road, citing inter alia, loss of privacy, loss of electrical lighting, building not in keeping with the area, unsafe road access, cat can't get into the house easily, da-da-da-da-da. It just goes on and on and on. It's incredible. We ought to write to this guy and ask him to be a member of this committee, I think.
How can you build a 2-storey house and you put in planning permission for a bungalow?
Oh, there you are.
Well, we just refuse it then.
Yeah.
Because they're not going to build what they say they're going to build.
So that's again.
If they're asking for planning permission for a bungalow, but the plans say it's a 2-storey building, how can we approve it?
Good point, I don't know.
Yes.
Chair?
How can we prove what?
We can't prove any of it.
Well, if the
Your
plans are
point
written,
about
it
your
says it's a
inquiry.
bungalow and it's not.
And it says they've
Mine through.
applied for a bungalow, but you're saying the upper story won't have windows, so it can't be a bungalow.
It will have windows, but not windows that overlook the neighbouring gardens
Yeah,
on
well,
each
it can't be a
side.
bungalow then, can it?
No, no.
It's a two-story
So we
house.
have to refuse it, surely, on the thing of, they're gonna build something they've not applied for.
Misrepresentation, isn't it?
Yeah,
Is this part of your manning crew? It's badly worded something.
He said that when it comes up for consideration, the applicants are going to have to reconsider the wording of it.
well, yes.
Because
Can't-
it's not a bungalow.
Yeah.
I
Well,
mean,
councillor said something along the lines of,
no,
that this is a planning application for a bungalow, but the plans show that it's a two-story, then we can't comment.
We refuse it.
we refuse it. They're gonna build something to what, they're gonna fib. They're gonna say it's a dormer bungalow at some stage in the game, but it isn't, is it? It's a two-story building. It's not a dormer bungalow.
No, exactly. So
So-
how can you approve it?
You can't approve it.
And
I mean, it's like me saying I'm going to build a church in my front garden and I build a house. You know, what's the difference?
When it's
This,
good with these planning regulations.
I know.
this site, if my memory serves me correctly, has caused us trouble at least once in the past, and I think several times in the past. They wanted to build several houses on this site,
Correct.
and
You can't approve something that doesn't match the wording.
no,
You can't.
I don't see how you can give approval for something that is not described correctly in a planning application. I agree.
In
yeah.
my opinion, I recommend refusal under the grounds of the plans and the application do not match.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
So,
That it needs to be
redone,
Reworded.
No.
well,
reapplied.
Put it on it.
I propose that the town council have no objection to the application.
Planning officer
But-
said, just put your objection.
Yeah.
Don't put
Not
any
as
points in.
No, no.
stated, is it?
No,
And that's the problem.
just
So
the word
how can we
just the
approve
word.
something that isn't
single
stated
story.
correctly?
I mean, the whole thing would become okay if bungalow, the word bungalow was changed to house.
No, it wouldn't, because we don't want a
Single story.
house. Because the others are bungalows.
Isn't the key bit single story?
Not sure.
Regardless
No,
what you
that's
call
not,
it.
that's not true.
Beaufort Road's bungalows, isn't it?
Please may I make a comment?
Certainly.
The planning officer told me that in your objection, don't put what you would like to be there. Just put your objection in.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we should stick to. An objection on the grounds of what you've said.
Misdescription.
Not
Yeah.
quite like this instead, no. He
No.
said, just put your objection in.
Good points.
So how many councillors would like to see this application rejected on the grounds that it's not a bungalow?
Just can I add,
Yeah.
Chair? Have you seen the letter of approval from 2 Clare Avenue?
Yes.
He says the nature of the single-story dormer bungalow is compliant and will fit well. So he's describing it as a bungalow.
Hmm.
But
So
it's not.
where has he got the information from?
Well, presumably the same place as us, consulting the Cheshire East website.
I think the majority like to refuse this application on that basis.
Yes,
I think so.
yeah,
The description does not match the.
yeah, the application.
Yeah.
And all those in favour of its refusal, recommendation for refusal? Right, it's unanimously.
Is that
Doing well tonight, aren't we?
Chris, is that our friend at 2?
Sorry?
Is it our friend at number 2?
Yeah.
I wonder why he's for.
Someone's buying his
I'll show
land.
you, I'll show you the letter after.
Is it a bit of that?
Which brings us then hurrying on to agenda item 8, to consider planning application 261439 housing householder, single-storey rear extension for disabled occupant 3 Tarvin Way, Hadford. I'm totally in favour of this.
Yeah, fine.
I'm totally in favour of it. I don't see any reason, no objection.
No.
Nothing else.
What time was it?
So,
Thought
seconders,
3 Tarvin Road was for sale.
all in favour of Oh, having no objection.
No,
No,
Agenda item 9, 26, 1300 full, St Chad's Church of England Church, Winslow Road, Hanforth, we all know where that is. Proposed installation of a single air source heat pump on the south facing exterior wall of the church extension, protected by a screen. This is part of a new hybrid heating system with a gas boiler located in the church. St Chad's is not a listed building, and the heat pump would be positioned entirely within the church's curtilage. We are in the process of applying for a faculty through the diocese, I guess that's permission, through the Diocese of Chester. Specifications of the heat pump are provided. They don't mean very much to me, but it sounds as if the installation of this heat pump should reduce the costs of heating the church without spoiling the nature of the building as a heritage asset.
is it on the rear wall where the parking is at the moment?
no.
In fact,
You know the side of the church?
Yeah, where the
parking's
graveyard is.
here, the entrance into the building,
Yeah,
it's there.
some
Well
steps
against the
down.
wall,
down the side.
Yeah.
down the side of the
Yeah.
church,
Where
yes.
the flower bed is.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was just, I was wondering about the parking, because if there is
I-
any more parking.
I thought that,
Yeah.
but no, when I looked at it,
No.
So there's no houses for noises. I was just thinking if it's around the rear, obviously there's houses just across the
Yeah,
road.
there's none. it says within 15 metres.
Because they do make a noise, apparently.
No objections have been raised by neighbours. I don't think the proposal should detract from their amenities.
No,
My recommendation is that the town council have no objection,
Yeah.
providing, no, full stop.
Yeah,
So
agree.
I'll second that.
I think,
All those in favour of no objection? Thank you. And agenda item 11, 10, thank you, Andy. To consider planning application, you can tell I've had a rough day, haven't you? Trying to get back from Stockport. 261426 householder, St Andrew's Crescent, Hanforth, a proposal to build a conservatory to the rear elevation. I had to look this up. St Andrew's Crescent is a semi-detached house on the corner of St Andrew's Crescent and Ryder Close on the Fairways estate. The applicants want to put a conservatory in the rear garden. A proposal, judging from the local map, shouldn't detract from the amenities enjoyed by the neighbours. No objections have been raised by neighbours. My recommendation is that the town council have no objections to the application, providing that the requirements of the airport are met. And the requirements of the airport are not having any upward pointing lights and something to do with the reflective nature of the roof of the conservatory, I think.
I have no concerns about it. So
No.
it says the airport are fine with it.
So I propose that we have no objections to the
Yeah.
application. Second, please. And all those in favour? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And that concludes the business of the committee at, well, I make it 18:50 minutes.